also got to do with the economy, because the National Democratic Congress says it intends to stage a series of street protests in the coming days over government's decision to charge a 10% levy on winning bonuses from either lotteries or bet wins. Now, from today, any lucky winner of the sports betting or any form of gaming that involves, that nature of betting that we see will attract, some 10% slash in terms of the cash out that they make, and that's taking effect from today. So joining us now for more on this is Isaac Ofieje, who is a data analyst here at Joy News, looking at how the market is reacting.
In fact,
because you are the ones who work the mathematics all the time.
Yes, the investor community, I mean, they are really worried.
I see, including the investor himself.
Yes. I mean, this is an area that to many is
so dear to you,
supporting other people who probably are not employed.
I'm just talking about you as well. It's so dear to you.
Well, it's
part of the economy.
Yeah, of course, we compute the data, so the odds are always, interesting with figures. But I mean,
when you hear that from a Chelsea fan, you know that there's always trouble. Okay, well, so let's get to the figures then. 10%. Okay. What will it mean? Because we need to understand why the NDC is complaining. 10% on, is it on the winning bonuses or any form of transaction?
So you're winning. So more or less like a value added tax. So if I look at the tax measure, it looks as if government is trying to say that, I mean, the betting activity has now become like work, that you earn income. So if you're earning income, then I have all the right to tax your income, of course. So that's why they are placing that 10% withholding tax on your win. So assuming that, Blessed, you go to Betway or any betting company platform and you place a bet of, let's say, 200 cedis, anticipating to win somewhere around 1,000 cedis. So you place a bet of 100 cedis, anticipating to win 1,000 cedis, and God being so good, your chances are always right and you win that 1,000 cedis. Government is saying that 1,000 cedis that you've won, the value that you've added to your 100 cedis becomes 900 cedis. That 900 cedis will attract the withholding tax of by 10%, which is somewhere around, I think, 90 cedis. So if you win any amount, government is going to tax it 10%. And if you look at the 2023, mid-year budget and look at government mid-year support revenue measures, betting is actually number one in terms of helping to close the budget deficit or actually helping to raise the revenue. So what do we know? We know that government has a deficit of almost $6 billion that is supposed to fund. And in funding your budgets, two things: is either you cut down on expenditure or you increase your revenue. But government believes that they are doing both. They've cut down on expenditure, and on the revenue side, they are bringing in new revenue measures and tax handles like the 10% withholding tax on betting to actually help us achieve that 143 billion.
So it's for government. It's more about revenue, trying to make sure that they find other unique or innovative ways of raising income.
Yeah.
But then the impact on lifestyle and the choice of those who will go into the market, does it mean that you need more now to bet? Or to do the same
you don't necessarily need more to bet. It just simply tells you that whatever that you used to win right now will be subject to tax. So first, if you stake a bet and you win 2,000 cedis, that whole 2,000 cedis belongs to you. Government doesn't have any share in it. But now government is saying that I want to own a part of that 2,000 cedis probably that you win. Government is saying that this has become an income. You've earned an income, and so this is attracting a tax of 10%. So before, what we know is that if you win the package, that entire package belongs to you, the investor. But as government has actually monitored the market and saying that people are probably raking in a lot, so it's a good avenue, and then another way that government can use it to increase revenue in the 2023 fiscal year.
Yeah, I see. Actually, just hold on for us. Let's see how the youth are reacting to this. Joy Business has been doing some checks on the streets of Accra and in some schools, just finding out what the youth actually think about this policy.
Coach Ali is a staunch AC Milan fan whose betting journey started in 2010. A man who has explored different betting platforms says the tax is likely to dash the hopes of the young Ghanaian.
Oh, I started betting around 2010. 2010, yes, in Kumasi. That time we had Safari, My Bet, a couple of Premier Bet and the rest. 2010, yes, and it's not something I will say is bad. It's bad and good, but its disadvantages are more than the advantages. And I've always said betting was introduced to weaken the African youth, so it has a lot of disadvantages than its advantages. You see, it is not proportional. You lose more than gaining, and if you are to gain more than losing, then the betting companies will definitely collapse.
Are you still staking or you've stopped?
For now, I'm thinking about it because for the past 1.5 seasons, have not won. Okay, have not won, and if you permit me, I would show you my history. I can show you. Have not won, and I've also heard the government is now introducing 10% of what you win because of the economic crisis. I can even show it to you. There was a time I staked 0.02 pesos because I just needed hope. You see, I just needed hope. So and all these, I can tell you, lost. The last time I won a bet is like 2 years ago, but I've been staking 30 cedis, 40 cedis, 50 cedis, 5 cedis, 2 cedis, and 0.02 pesos. So it tells you how the economy is.
The story isn't different for Chikata, a level 200 student of the University of Ghana studying sociology. She says the move is unfair and she expects government to do better.
I don't agree with this because first, before it was e-levy, and then before the e-levy was introduced, how I saw the country, the development and all that. After the e-levy, I was expecting a difference. Like I should see a difference in the development of the country. Maybe this is what the e-levy was used for, but I've not seen any difference before and after taking the e-levy. So to this, I feel taking the 10% is because of the economic crisis we have in the country. And to me, I don't believe after taking this, there's going to be any change in the development of the country as I thought it was going to be a change. There was going to be a change during the e-levy. So to me, I don't agree with this. And then secondly, when I bet and then I win, you take 10%. But when I lose, what's going to happen? You're not going to give me any 10%. So it's not being fair. After all, it's my money I invested in the bets. And so if I lose and I don't get anything, but when I win, you get something, that's very unfair to me.
Ibrahim is a trader. He thinks otherwise. He tells me that tax on gaming is good, but expects the 10% to be reviewed because the rate is high.
For tax, they are good for us because it's a development thing. We can't refuse from tax. Tax is good. But if you tax the person, if the person who tax it is too high, he can't even pay. Even he will draw from the belt. Understand? So yeah, it will be dodging. Because if I go stay, then I pay 10 cedis, the next time I'll come and stay again. No, I won't come again. But even if you tax me like 2 cedis, then it's good for me. So if you tax me about 10 cedis, I'll even pay more.
The application of this levy is part of a broader review of the income tax on gaming and lottery operations in the country.
It's going to, discourage most of the youths in going through this betting, this lottery and all that. And in another way too, most of us are unemployed. Most of the youth in Ghana are unemployed. So many of them are using these bet platforms to get income, to get money into their account and all that, to do 1 or 2 things that they need to do. So I think in a way it's going to help, but in a way it's not going to help us too.
There are no jobs in Ghana, and the youth would actually be indulging criminal activities such as armed robbery and just to get money for their own benefits. But betting companies have come to make the youth also have a better way of getting money, which is in a way not good, but it's better than being an armed robber or yes.
Someone who had big or plenty and did not make good use of it, that small amount cannot do anything. So what have they done with the e-levy? And mind you, you are taxing the betting companies. What have you done with it? You are taxing the telcos. What have you done with it? And now you are going to tax the poor boy who comes from Obuasi, who is just trying to buy hope so that he doesn't engage himself in immoral acts. What are you going to do with it? Even the 3 billion, you did nothing with it. What are you going to do with that 10%? It is not going to help us. So, you see, one, they are lazy and they are using the lazy man approach. And if you use the lazy man approach, there is no significant impact in the society. So it's better they stop. It has no positives, it has no advantages. I'm urging them, if they think we win, they should take Ghana's reserves, go there and stake and see if the youth win. That is where they will know that they have to put money into the pockets of the youth. Every month, at least 500 cedis on my Momo, then it comes.
The withholding tax deduction, according to the Ghana Revenue Authority, applies to winnings paid or payable by private lotto operators, sports betting operators, casino operators, route operators, remote interactive game operators, operators of marketing promotions, and operators of other games of chance. James Echen's reports for Joy Business.
Well, the National Democratic Congress says it's not happy about the move by government. So let's take you to excerpts of their statement issued by the party. You have, that statement on the screens right now, pointing out what the NDC actually thinks about this very 10% tax, which we'll get to you later on. But the concern is that the party says it will be moving to the Finance Ministry, and also they are planning to stage a number of protests just to ensure that this measure is reversed. So, Kofi, let's wrap up. If the measure is reversed, there's a concern about the possible impact on our economy. What would that be?
Well, so I don't think this will really have a significant impact in terms of revenue generation, because you're already taxing the companies that are, the betting companies. Yeah. So this is just an add-on. And so even if we decide not to, take this route, I don't think it will have any significant impact on the economy. But at the point where we are, government is not really giving up on any chance or any opportunity to rake in more revenue. And just like people are saying that the e-levy is not really bringing in the 3 billion or the amount that we anticipated was going to bring every year. So government's also looking for ways and means to top it up. So I feel that the 10% withholding tax on betting is one way that government is using to actually cover the gaping hole that has been created by the e-levy.
There seems to be a justification from the Ghana Revenue Authority. Let's listen into the perspective of the Revenue Authority.
This I think is a good tax, because it's actually coming to replace an existing VAT that was already originally charged on the stake by the players. This is a reduced rate, and it's a tax on the win. You're only paying this when you win, compared to being charged a VAT. So what I'm saying is that there was a VAT that the government had replaced with the withholding tax because of some practical challenges in the implementation of VAT in the gaming sector.
So that's the position of the Revenue Authority on this. We'll keep monitoring the space and bring you some updates.